needs a second date update with a guy named Andrew, and we're going to try to help her out. Good morning, Jennifer.
Hey, thank you so much for helping me.
We'll try.
Yeah.
So where did you meet Andrew?
At a bar. I was out with a bunch of my friends, and we were drinking quite a bit. I was quite tipsy when we started talking with this group of guys. But one of them, Andrew, he started talking me up, and I totally fell for all his cheesy pickup lines.
Well, he must be a very good-looking man then.
Well, I mean, yes, he's hot, but I have a thing for guys who make me laugh, so he became irresistible.
You're not alone there. I think most ladies like a guy who's going to make her laugh.
Yes, of course. It
Yeah.
makes you so much more hot as a guy.
Cheesy, but she said it was cheesy. Is that enough to make you laugh, or do you just roll your eyes and go?
It's all in the delivery.
Ah.
It's
Yeah.
all in the delivery.
I
if
like
he's
cheesy.
charming and just
Okay.
be, clever. But here's the thing about guys that make you laugh is you have to decide whether or not his sense of humor is going to be funny forever.
Yeah.
Because there are some guys that you think are really kind of funny, but they don't know when to turn it off. And when they keep bringing it, all of a sudden, they're extraordinarily annoying human beings that you don't want to be around.
Jen.
Not that I've ever met anyone like that, but
That
it
is
happens.
great advice. Unfortunately, when you are drunk, you don't have that foresight.
That is true.
You're probably not able to differentiate.
That is true.
In that state.
Exactly.
And that's why it's
Yeah.
important when you're dating someone every once in a while, be sober around them.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what?
why
I
we-
remember the dating advice that I once heard that said, if you're not going to drive a car, you're not going to drive your love life. So that was the big thing about
drinking.
getting drunk or drinking around your potential partner.
I would have used that because I was the drunk, laughing girl who asked them to come back to my place.
Well, maybe next time you could be sober.
So you're driving his love life.
Yeah, kind of. That's why I'm on the phone, because we had a blast. That's why I called you guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tell me you guys Ubered.
oh, yeah. Absolutely. No, I mean,
yeah.
I knew I was drunk.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
We
All right.
Ubered to my place and totally laughed so much. He ended up staying the night. I mean, it was very innocent. And it wasn't yeah. Anyway, the next morning, I made breakfast for him. And we ate together and talked a lot. And he left. Before he kissed me goodbye. It was just really innocent. And he said he'd call me, but I haven't heard a word. I've texted him 3 times. I'm so embarrassed. Yeah. But no response. And I'm bummed because we really hit it off. And it wasn't like we did anything it wasn't inappropriate,
Yeah. Do you
We made him
remember,
breakfast in the morning, and it was really nice.
now that you're sober, do you remember one joke or funny thing that he said that night that you recall as funny?
Yes.
Okay, it's still funny. I guess that's
Okay, it wasn't funny looking back, but what happened to 7, the number 7? I said, what? And he said 7, 8, 9.
Oh. That's
It was
funny.
kind of
You totally botched that joke somehow. Isn't it what happened at 9?
Yes, it was funny when I was drunk.
Do you know why 7 went to jail? Because 7, 8, 9.
Oh, that's good. See, I had a lot of beers
Oh,
with you
wow.
guys, so I don't. But I got the gist, and I remember thinking, "Oh, that's so cute." And now I'm
Should I
like,
tell
all
my
right.
Reebok joke?
Yeah, what's the Reebok joke?
What kind of shoes does a chicken wear? Reebok box.
Oh, my God. Just don't
Be
even.
here all week, people.
I have a
Tip your waiter, try
7-year-old,
the veal.
okay? It's fine.
There you
Oh,
go.
my God.
All right. We'll see how funny he is when he gets a call about you. As Second Date Update continues, the story of Jennifer and comedian Andrew.
Yes.
Second Date Update continues. Girls night out drinking at a bar, and Andrew's with a group of guys, and he starts chatting Jennifer up. doing his cheesy pickup lines and making his cheesy jokes. And she's a little drunk, so she's eating it up and laughing and enjoying the attention. And hey,
Even when the jokes don't make any sense.
that's right. Well, but he's a good-looking dude. She said he's hot, right?
Yes, he's very hot.
Yeah.
And that's without the air goggles. I saw him the next morning.
Okay. And you did make the point. You said, I thought he was funnier because I was under the influence, but Jenn made the point that it's very important to make sure that you have a similar sense of humor that's still funny after you sober up, because if not, you're going to live many years of misery.
Will this forever be funny to me? Because it may never change, evolve in any way.
That's why I keep
Maybe
Jenn drunk for
Yes.
22 years.
Best.
We've been spiking her coffee.
It's good for the relationship.
That's right. So here we are. We're going to call him up, see what he thought of Jennifer and his impromptu evening with her.
Hello?
Hi, is this Andrew?
Yeah, who's this?
Andrew, it's Jeff, Jen, Fritch, and Tim from Q102, the radio show in the
Jeff
morning.
and Jen.
How are you,
Very
man?
Cool. Yeah, what's the occasion?
You're the occasion, man. We heard great things about
Oh.
you. We heard that you're a very good-looking guy with a great sense of humor.
I won't disagree with that.
One of your fans, Jennifer, would like to see you again if you're up for it. Do you remember Jennifer?
Oh, yeah, I remember Jennifer.
I'll tell you what. She said she had a really good time hanging out with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's too bad things aren't going to work out with us in the long run.
No, you don't think?
Well, I mean, she's cool. She's great. Like, she was great. We had a good time. We went back to her place. And, well, basically, by the time I got back to her place, I was starving. And so I was like, let me eat something. She was like, yeah, just go in the fridge, pick whatever. And she had nothing but, like, food from takeout places, like Cracker Barrel and, like, Cheesecake Factory and stuff like that. And like, it's cool for, like, once a week maybe, but like that's all she eats. And she doesn't cook. She said she's not good at cooking. Every time she tries to cook, it comes out atrocious. I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it. So I just I ate what was in her fridge. But
so
here's
this
the
was
thing.
Jen Jordan you went out with. It said Jennifer.
I
wasn't-
remember you.
Any Noodles and Company in there?
Ooh. I
Bob
almost
Evans.
ordered
Bob
that last
Evans,
night.
yeah.
You already know.
Now, what about you, Andrew? You know how to cook?
I mean, I cook myself a little bit, but like my mom is a gourmet chef. I grew up with her gourmet
Oh,
cooking.
boy.
Oh, that's a tough act to follow.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to eating like healthy, nutritious food, not stuff from like takeout that you don't know what's in there. I don't want to be in a relationship with a girl that's going to give me that food every single night,
Mm. We order out a lot, but we just try to order healthy. I mean,
That's it. Like I just said, you don't know exactly what's in it because you're not cooking it yourself. So,
Okay.
somebody could put some stuff in there that's not good for you or that you're allergic to maybe, and you never know.
so what do? You inspect the ingredients before the chef prepares the meal?
Well, that's
or-
why I don't eat out. That's why I cook my own food, or my mom cooks.
Oh,
she sends me stuff because like I don't want to take that risk. So like once a week, fine, but not every day.
So your mom passed on her cooking skills to you.
Well, that's it. You are the cook in the
Not
relationship.
entirely. No, well, not entirely. 'Cause I'm not the greatest. I do my, I have my little recipes that I can cook, but I'm not the greatest. I can't cook everything. I'm just used to an eclectic variety of things.
So ideally, you'd be better paired with like a co-chef, a co-cook.
Yeah, or someone that just at least likes to cook so they can, like Jen was talking about how she doesn't even want to learn to cook. I can't deal with that.
No.
Not
Yeah, well,
Boy, it really does sound like you went out with Jen Jordan.
It does. It really does.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
I mean, we can go out. I mean, that's cool.
No, it sounds like the fact that you want someone to learn how to cook, or if you're decent at it, that if the other person can't do that, it's a deal breaker for you. Am I getting that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, then it's a deal breaker for me, just so you know, if a man expects me to do things like his mom,
But he's not asking you to wait on him hand and foot. I'm not
Right.
getting that.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
asking to read me
I like
bedtime
my
stories.
lifestyle the way it is, and I'm not going to live up to those
Right.
expectations. I'm going to be my own person.
All right.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Good
Yeah.
girl.
Okay. Well, I'm glad
Yeah.
we had the conversation then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You're
Yeah,
a
we
good
got to
guy.
the root
You're
of it.
funny.
Yep.
You're cute, and
Yeah, thanks. No, you're cute
No
too.
hard
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah. We had a good time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how many fights you can have in a house if you have someone that cooks and someone that doesn't.
Right.
There, because the one who does cook can get a little pissed sometimes because they seem to be doing all of the cooking, which, they are because they can cook. And then they put pressure on the person that doesn't cook to maybe fix a meal. And then maybe that person decides, you know what, I'll give it a go. And then they make the meal, and the other person who knows how to cook is hovering on top, telling them they're doing everything wrong. And then when it's finally served, they bitch and moan that it sucks. And then the person that doesn't cook says, hey, I tried to tell you, I don't cook. I suck at it.
Well, I'm glad you're not projecting any baggage.
Yeah,
I was going to say, that sounds like somebody verbatim. You were repeating what exactly happened to.
Not that I'm familiar
Maybe
with that.
somebody
at all,
you know.
No, not
you
at
know?
all. Yeah.
But I mean, it can cause some trouble
I've
down the
heard
line.
that goes on.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think people like you, Jen, should stick to ordering takeout, but then provide it to the person.
Sure.
You know,
of
like,
course.
I can't cook, but look what I got us.
But look what I got.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait until you try the pumpkin pancake.
Exactly.
Well, Andrew, thank you for taking the call. And Jennifer, we appreciate you trusting us and putting yourself out there. I'm sorry we couldn't get something together, but it's probably just as well.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. And, yeah, no hard feelings, Andrew. I hope you find your chef.
Thanks. No hard feelings back.
Cool.
All right.